This is going to be pretty cool. When I lean back, you're going to be able to see my reflection. If you look closely, you can see my reflection already. This is Casey Jones, and Joe Hill wrote the song Casey Jones, and in brackets, the Union version, which I've recorded, and you can look for it. Casey Jones, Union version. To a tune that already existed, and the tune that already existed was to the song Casey Jones, the original version, which is what I'm going to do right now. They're both in the Rise Up Singing Songbook. Here it is, and we're in the chapter, as you can see, Traveling with one L, because it's an American songbook. And I think Joe Hill's lyrics actually fit the meter better. So if you hear me kind of not being totally sure where to put the syllables to the meter here, well, you're hearing right, because I don't always know. This song, the words are by T. Lawrence Seibert, S-E-I-B-E-R-T, and the melody is by Eddie Newton. And apparently it's on Dave Van Ronk's album Somebody Else, and on Pete Seeger's Dangerous Songs. And I don't know about Dave Van Ronk because I don't have any of his albums, but Pete Seeger, Dangerous Songs? Wrong, Rise Up Singing. On Pete Seeger, Dangerous Songs, it is, unless I'm sorely mistaken, the Union version. Casey Jones, the Union version. I have that album, and it's so the Joe Hill Union version about Casey Jones, an engineer who did not go on strike when all the other engineers went on strike, and he scabbed, and then he died as a punishment for being a scab. And this is just about Casey Jones, the engineer, who died because he was trying to be on time, you know? So it's like the Wreck of the Old 97, like that. Is that what it's called, the Wreck of the Old 97? I think so. I haven't recorded that yet, but I will eventually. Casey Jones, and it's in A. Come all you rounders, if you want to hear the story of a brave, I'm sorry, I'm going to have my chords right, the story of a brave engineer. Casey Jones was the rounder's name, of the 6 8-wheeler boys he won his fame. The caller called Casey at 4:30. He kissed his wife at the station door. He mounted to the cabin with his orders in his hand and took his farewell trip to that promised land. Casey Jones mounted to his cabin, Casey Jones with his orders in his hand. Casey Jones mounted to his cabin and he took his farewell trip to that promised land. He looked at his water and his water was low. He looked at his watch and his watch was slow. He turned to his fireman and this is what he said: "Boy, we're gonna reach Frisco, but we'll all be dead." "Stick your head out the window," he turned to the fireman, said, "Shovel on your coal. Stick your head out the window, see the drivers roll. I'm gonna drive her till I'm gonna drive this engine till she leaves the bloody track, and I'm 8 hours late." No, it's gotta rhyme. I'm sorry, I'm messing up the lyrics. "I'm gonna drive her till she leaves the rail, for I'm 8 hours late by that Western mail." Casey Jones, I can't see the lyrics. Casey Jones, that's why I'm messing up. Casey Jones, I'm gonna drive her, for I'm 8 hours late by that Western mail. When he pulled up that Reno hill, he whistled for the crossing with an awful shrill. The switchman knew by the engine's moan that the man at the throttle, it was Casey Jones. When he was within 6 miles of the place, there the number 4 stared him straight in the face. He turned to his fireman, said, "Jim, you better jump, for they're 2 locomotives and they're going to bump." Casey Jones, 2 locomotives, Casey Jones. "Jim, you better jump." Casey Jones, 2 locomotives, for they're 2 locomotives and they're going to bump. Casey said just before he died, "There are 2 more roads I would like to ride." The fireman said, "Which ones can they be?" "The Northwest Pacific, the Northern Pacific, and the Santa Fe." They're the Northern Pacific and the EA. Mrs. Jones sat at her bed a-sighing, just to hear that Casey was dying. Hush up, children, she said, quit your crying, for you've got another papa on the Salt Lake line. Casey Jones, she said, you've got another papa. Casey Jones on the Salt Lake line. Kids, you got another papa, you got another papa on the Salt Lake line. Are you hearing this song? So Casey Jones died because he was trying to be on time for the Western Mail. And his wife was like, kids, you got another papa on the Salt Lake line. This song is messed up. And that's all I have to say about that. Have a lovely day. I will be back tomorrow with another song from the good old Rise Up Singing Songbook.